Now, right now, with all the warm temperatures, of course, it's hard to think about ice when temperatures are in the 70s, but El Nino could increase the chance of snow or ice in North Georgia this winter. Severe Weather Team 2 has a new technology to help predict the impact, and meteorologist Katie Walls traveled to Oklahoma to see how it all works.
Imagine knowing 3 days before an ice storm hits that you will lose power. That wish is now a reality.
It gives your viewer much more time to plan.
Channel 2 will be the first TV station in the Southeast to use the SPIA index on air, alerting you of potential impacts ice will have on power lines, trees, and transportation. I traveled to Oklahoma to meet the minds behind the technology.
The SPIA index is a forward-looking impact scale. It's a decision support tool to be used for those who could potentially be impacted by freezing rain events or ice storms.
Sid Sperry has a preparedness background in the power industry. A priority to keep the lights on turned into something much bigger in early 2007 when he first sat down with Steve Piltz and developed an ice impact index called SPIA.
As if we could anticipate things even 6-12 hours farther in advance, that's 6-12 hours some people don't spend in the dark after an ice storm.
The index takes into account ice accumulation and wind. Ice adds weight to power lines, couple that weight with wind, and it spells disaster. Knowing days ahead of an impending ice storm has been a game changer since Piltz began his tenure as meteorologist in charge for the Tulsa National Weather Service 15 years ago.
Probably the best example was the lifting of the interstate and turnpike restrictions in Oklahoma prior to the storm. But because we had more certainty about the impact, the governor's office lifted the restrictions and power poles were moving quickly into the state even before the storm.
Critical lead time that will soon help North Georgia as well. I'm Severe Weather Team 2 meteorologist Katie Walls, Channel 2 Action News.
So it's going to be a rainy night in Georgia. Good night to join us at 8 p.m. for El Nino and its impacts on Georgia. We'll talk about how scientists are monitoring this weather pattern and my biggest concern for this spring.